Well, and again, one just looks at the people who are made to look foolish around Donald Trump, either by fawning over him, as we saw at the tech dinner. Although, as one friend said to me, if that's all it takes, if all you have to do is sit around a table and say to him, you are the greatest, actually it's not very much to pay.
I think I was that friend.
Oh, did you say that?
Yes.
No, but I think actually a friend in tech said it too, that if that's all it takes, but maybe it was you. Who knows? I mean...
No, but it is interesting because if that's all it takes to get exactly what you want.
Right.
So the message is that playing Donald Trump is easy.
Well, and you saw it with the European leaders, right? When they come in and they sit round and they televise the meeting. And you've got J.D. Vance and you've got Marco Rubio sitting to the side and Pete Hegseth. We can go on to the Department of War or Defence or whatever, or even that doesn't seem worth discussing given everything else that's going on. And then you have the European leaders just going, oh, Mr. President, you're the greatest. Thank you so much for organising this. Then you've got that at the tech dinner. But if that's all it takes, then it's a small price, perhaps.
No, I think it's true. It's if you're willing to be publicly humiliated, then you get millions and hundreds of millions of dollars. Yes. Would you be publicly humiliated for hundreds of millions of dollars?
I would be publicly humiliated for much less. Yes. For much less. But it's such, because there is such an interesting debate. If you have all that money, if you're Tim Cook, if you're, whoever was sitting around the table, Sergey Brin.
Completely. It's just, at the center of this story, Epstein, Trump is greed. And yes, these people are just greedy for more.
Right. And I think the thing that people don't understand is just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you don't want more. In fact, it almost might signal you do want more.
Yeah, it does. And you need more.
And
you have to sustain this thing that you've built.
Right. All right. We went off on a tangent. All right. So we dealt with Mike Johnson and the feeling that the White House had that Donald Trump told Mike Johnson, go out and say I'm an FBI informant. Mike Johnson then realizing how ridiculous, rolls it back.
And my wife now says that I interrupt you. So,
Victoria, thank you. Thank you.
But again, to the important point to make here is that this is just another form of Donald Trump's denial about Jeffrey Epstein, something that he cannot deny because it is true and because more and more details of the truth come out. And the interesting thing is, of all of the things that you could get Donald Trump on, this is the one that so far is sticking and sticking and sticking.
Right, and I don't want to use the word noose, but I'm going to. It feels like the noose around him on the Epstein story is tightening.
So the question is, should we go to now? And I think we have to, because the runway is clear to the birthday greeting.
The birthday greeting.
Because it is, because here again, Donald Trump. So the background to this is the Wall Street Journal was leaked. So in 2003, Jeffrey Epstein turned 50 years old. Ghislaine Maxwell organized a birthday book. She went around to everybody that Jeffrey Epstein knows, his family, his friends, his girlfriends, his business associates, and got them to write a letter to be placed in this keepsake book. The Wall Street Journal, when was this, last month, got was leaked the page, the letter that Donald Trump supplied Ghislaine Maxwell to put in the Jeffrey Epstein birthday book. And the letter, the letter is a sketch of a naked woman.
I have a picture of the letter.
And there is Donald Trump's unmistakable signature.
I think we should do a dramatic reenactment of Donald's letter to Jeffrey Epstein, which is inscribed on the body of a naked woman. All right, who do you want to be, Donald or Jeffrey? This is a really hard choice. I think you should be the president.
I'll be the president.
All right, and it starts with a voiceover that says, there must be more to life than having everything.
Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is.
I'm Jeffrey here, nor will I, since I also know what it is.
We have certainly things in common, Jeffrey.
Yes, we do, come to think of it.
Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that?
As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you.
A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. And may every day be another wonderful secret.
Ugh, it's so creepy. It's so creepy. And then
signed, and then the signature, the Trump signature is the pubic hair on this woman. So,
and actually, his signature oddly does look like pubic hair.
You know,
I thought that was quite good.
So anyway, this is the Wall Street Journal publishes this, and Donald Trump says completely made up, not true, a fraud, a hoax.
A hoax.
And then, going back to Rupert Murdoch, he sues Rupert Murdoch for $10 billion because of this hoax.
And the Wall Street Journal says they stand by their reporting because they obviously know the source they got it from. Who was? Who do we think?
We think it's the Maxwell family, which we think led to the panicked visit of the number 2 in the Justice Department, Todd Blanche, Trump's personal lawyer, to Ghislaine Maxwell's prison in Florida, where then she produced told the world how wonderful Donald Trump is and that she had never seen him do anything inappropriate ever, and was immediately transferred to a much more comfortable prison. And the world anticipates her forthcoming pardon.
Right. And a prison in Texas where she has a sister. And she said she was thrilled for Donald Trump that he became president, and she wanted to congratulate him.
Right. Her sister is not in prison, just
yes, sorry, to be clear, her
nearby.
sister lives in Texas. Yes. But that's the relative that she has that she can go and visit her. So Ghislaine is sitting in a Texas prison awaiting pardon. Trump has been asking people what to do. Should he pardon her? We now have direct evidence. This letter appears to have been very clearly written by Donald Trump.
He denies it. It's now been released by the House Oversight Committee. The entire book. With letters from lots of people. Clinton.
Bill Clinton, Lord Mandelson, who's the British ambassador to Washington, who now says he wishes he'd never met Jeffrey Epstein, but in fact, in his birthday letter says Jeffrey Epstein is his best friend.
Oh, yeah, and we can do the Mandelson. I have background on that. Let's not do that now, but table that.
That's for another episode. Yes.
At any rate, it is...
Bill Clinton, Dershowitz... There were lots of people.
Yeah, everybody, Leon Black, everybody. And
everyone we know about.
Yeah, Epstein's mother, everybody. Everybody in his life.
At some point, I would like to do a deep dive on Epstein's parents. We don't have to do it now because there's too much to get into that's newsy, but I would like to understand where he came from.
Okay, table that and put it on the Mandelson pile.
Okay, on the Mandelson pile. All right, I better write these down for future ideas. Yeah, keep going.
So at any rate, this is the Oversight Committee releases this book. It is credible on every basis. There's certainly nobody else denying that their letter was a hoax. So it turns out that somewhere in all of this book, somebody put a hoax letter from Donald Trump. So that the possibilities of that are nil.
But this is also what he does, right? Look at the Stormy Daniels case. Stormy Daniels, he denies ever having slept with her. He denies it, keeps on denying it, denies it through the trial. He's found guilty of financial crimes because he's paid her off, and then denies that he's paid her off. And they structured it in endless, 13 separate payments of $12,000.
Yeah, no, that was clearly.
This is what he does. He just denies, even though courts find him guilty. Yes,
but back to the main point, which is that he can't deny this. This letter is from Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein. It is clearly true in all regards, and it clearly puts Donald Trump at the center of Jeffrey Epstein's life and Jeffrey Epstein's activity and Jeffrey Epstein's behavior and Jeffrey Epstein's ethos. And in fact, in this book, there is a joke about there's a check.
A novelty check. There are many letters in here that I found disturbing, but there is one that must have taken a lot of effort for a birthday book, which is a friend of Jeffrey's standing there with a novelty check, one of those
blown
huge
up,
checks.
huge,
as
yes.
if you've won the Powerball or something. And it's signed Donald Trump, fake signature of Donald Trump. And it says, Jeffrey showing early talents with money and women, sells fully depreciated, name redacted, to Donald Trump for $22,500. Shows early people skills too. Though I handled the deal, I didn't get any of the money or the girl. So that's obviously one of his bankers or financial advisors, right? I mean, it's just so depressing. And also interesting that Donald Trump is the person who bought the depreciating asset.
Yeah, no. The portrait of this book, the portrait of Epstein goes to that he is interested in, and that's perfectly sums it up, two things. He only has two interests, which is sex, girls, sex, and money. And Donald Trump is so completely connected to this, what are we calling it, lifestyle, that I just don't see how this does not continue to come back and haunt him. He can't get away from this.